So, I'm trying to work on how lighting and stuff works. So I can start doing these like videos or whatever I'm doing here, right? But this is just a little LED light. It actually goes to my laptop. My face is greasy. Anywho, what's up? What's going on? It is me. Haven't did like anything, verbally in a long time. I just been posting my stuff on my thoughts and my feelings and talking about healing and life and relationships and marriage and just all of that good stuff. And Joya Uncut is about to come live full in effect. It's about to hit all the airways. Is that what y'all say? I don't know. But anywho, it's a lot of things that I want to talk about. It's a lot of things that I want to discuss. It's a lot of things that I need to get off my chest. It's a lot of things that I know y'all wondering about. So I kind of just wanted to drop in, get a message to y'all, or let y'all know, like, it is coming. The podcast is coming. The little video skits is coming. All of that is coming. I'm still working on it. It's coming. But anywho, what y'all want to discuss? Because that's really what it is. Like, I'm the type of person that I'm always trying to reach the people. And even though I think I know what the people are thinking and what the people are feeling, it's always like, I want to know, what y'all want to discuss. Because at the end of the day, it's about me helping others. It's about me uplifting other people. It's about me sharing whatever knowledge that I have, whatever God gives me, and whatever I got going on, and kind of just being real with it, right? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times we are living in a time where either some people are overly religious, overly emotional. We are not living. We don't know how to live in that medium. And then you got people out here telling you like, oh, we're normalizing, some things in spirituality, which we are doing. And then we have some people, out here, just living like nuns and be feeling like they can't even laugh at a joke. So that ain't what I'm about. That ain't what this is about. That ain't what I'm trying to be about. I'm just being Joya. So I just want to say that disclaimer, before we even get started. That I'm just, giving whatever my thoughts is and whatever my process is and how I feel and whatever God is telling me to deposit and whatever it looks like, right? Like if it looks like, like one day we getting real down and dirty about like how y'all be on here just like really like living all these like fake lives, or how some of y'all on here and being so judgmental, or how some of y'all post so much about yourself because you're living in your own delusion because you haven't even healed about whatever you got going on. And so you do that for validation. Because you like when other people think that you're doing good, or you like when other people know about your business, or you like when other people say, hey, keep going. But you shouldn't need validation from anybody else. You shouldn't need validation from the world. You shouldn't need validation from anybody else. But you want to know why? You really haven't healed from some type of whatever's going on in your life. And you think you've healed, but you really haven't. But that's a whole nother subject, because I really am tired of those people. Like, I ain't telling you not to post your content, post all of that. But those people that y'all do too much. Like, we not here to validate you. Like, you got to do that yourself. You got to do that yourself. You got to know that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. You got to walk in your own light, walk in your own authority. You don't need nobody else to confirm or deny. How about that? God's daughter, God's chick. Yep. You know what? I saw something the other day, and it's totally off topic, but it was just so funny when the girl said it. She was like, she said, I'm going to stop dealing with y'all. Like, she's like, I'm stop dealing with y'all. She's like, I'm not even like going to stress about y'all. She's like, I'm not even going to do nothing about y'all. She said, I'm going to go above your head. She was like, I'm going to upper management. When she said that, I was like, yo, that was so true. She was like, I'm not even stressing about y'all. I'm not even worried about y'all. I'm going to upper management. I know that's right. I'm going to God for all y'all, because, might need to go to God for me too. I don't know. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's that side of it. The side about, relationships, marriage, all of that. Cause, getting married, fiance, long-term relationships, long distance relationships, we're going to get into that. You know, how, again, you think you healed until you start living with somebody and it trigger you, everything they do. Or you thought you knew somebody until, you know, it's like, oh, wait, I thought I knew you, but I really don't. And how do you move forward from that? Like, what is the middle ground? What is the common medium? Is there a common medium? Is there any of that? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's so much stuff out here, man. Let me tell you, I did something the other day and I was going to post it, but I didn't post it. But I'm going to just say this. It's so much stuff out here that if you are not really grounded in yourself, if you're not really working on yourself, yo, I'm tired of holding this. Can I hold it right here? I don't know. But now it's probably a glare. I don't know. But I don't know. If you not really like working on yourself or not grounded in yourself and not just really firm in who you are and striving for that, man, these life coaches, these ministers, these prophets, these divorce coaches, these love coaches, these relationship coaches. And again, I ain't knocking nobody because I'm one in that myself, right? But they will have you all over the place. And I'm saying that because you still got to be firm in like who you are. There's nothing wrong with getting advice. There's nothing wrong with like wise counsel, right? It's nothing wrong with like all of that good stuff, right? It's nothing wrong with that. But these people will have you either divorced, staying in a toxic relationship. I mean, I guess these are the only options, right? Divorced, staying in a toxic relationship, right? Single for the rest of your life, right? Or I don't even know, just being unhappy. I don't know. They will just have you either one because it's so much stuff. That's why I'm like, you really got to be grounded in who you are, what your principles are, what your values are, what motivates you, what you need out of your relationship. Because if not, I'm telling you, these people will have you going home like, honey, I cannot be with you because X, Y, and Z. Or these people will have you on some other stuff like, oh, well, let me just stay because I'm going to keep praying and it's going to change. And he done showed you himself 1,000 times, but you still praying. Like, we all been there. So I ain't even knocking nobody for that either. But, or you in this situation and you're like, you know, God told me to do this and you doing it. I mean, it's just all of this. It's just, oh no, the person that God sent you, you know, is going to do this. And then you're like, oh yeah. And then the person that loves you this. And if you not grounded in who you are and what your expectation is and what you want, because you can't forget that. You can't forget what you want and what God purpose for you is, excuse me, getting tongue tied, and what God purpose is for your relationship and your marriage, if you're married, and even with your friendships, because man, these people have you cutting people off like slice and dice. For real. So, you know, and again, I'm not even knocking some of the knowledge is straight math. For real. Like some of it is so good that I agree. You know what I mean? But then some of it is just like, man. And so I think a lot of times when you are not grounded in who you are not grounded in your purpose, you are not grounded in where you want to be, and you are not grounded in your own accolades and things like that, it's like you could tend to get distracted from all of that stuff. And it could possibly destroy something that you worked for, or it could possibly make you stay because you're having these other thoughts that you're not really getting clarity or you're not really getting the discernment for, because you're just all over the place. And again, I've been there. So I'm not saying I got all the right answers either. But what I am saying is know who you are. That is one thing that I stand on because I've lost myself before. I lost myself several times before. Well, maybe just one good time. But I've sat in my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I've sat in it. I've lost myself. I consumed myself with everything else of other people, you know, mothers, you know, we embody being the best. We embody being strong. We embody, being, the best mother for our children, performing the best. Women, we have this, thing on our back nowadays that we got to do it all. We got to be it all. We got to be strong and all of that. And sometimes when you develop those type of characteristics, I know I have them. When you develop those type of characteristics, you don't deal with a lot of emotion. You don't deal with a lot of things that are going on inside of you. So it turns out to sometimes people pleasing. It turns out to sometimes, just like I'm going to put my feelings on the back burner. And then when you do stuff like that, that turns out to just like taking away your identity, taking away who you are, taking away all of that. And that is not what God wants, because anybody that loves you is going to accept you for who you are. I'm not telling you that you don't have things that you need to work on. I'm not telling you that you don't have things that you need to refine in yourself. And I'm not telling you that you don't want to elevate yourself, because guess what? If you don't check your attitude, there's no way to know. If you don't check your attitude, there's no way to actually have altitude. Okay? If you don't check your attitude, no way to have altitude. So, and that has to do with heart posture and all kinds of stuff. So again, I'm not saying that we're not all striving to be better. And baby, over 40, honey, we out here about to ready. We trying to kill the game. I'm so glad that these young babies, these 20 years olds is doing their thing and everything like that. But I'm also kudos to us, proud of us, because we realized that, the first 20 years we did some mistakes. We was in this element, and now we going to another one. And it's okay. And it's okay to figure it out. And it's okay to start over. But I think now is the time, because we got more days behind us than we have ahead. So now is the time we got to wheel it on in. So we got to figure out, what is making us happy. Not even just what is making us happy, what's making God happy. And again, I don't want to continue to be religious, but that is the truth. What is making God happy? Am I making God happy in the things that I'm doing? Am I exemplifying everything that He is telling me to do? Am I exemplifying His word? Am I promoting His grace? Am I showing how good His grace is? Am I exemplifying the things that He is doing in my life? Even when it's bad, or even when I turn my back on Him, am I having that conviction and that repentance to show other people, like, man, I'm only here because of the grace of God. You see how many times I turned my back on Him? I'm only here because of that. Like, I'm only here because He had something on my life 40 something years ago, because I turned my back on Him every chance I got. Being honest, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, but that's not what I was talking about. But nevertheless, Joya Uncut. So make sure that you subscribe. Look, Dream be saying it. She be like, she watch way too much YouTube. She be like, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you leave a comment and all that. So make sure you go on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. And wait a minute, because I'm going to post this on YouTube. So make sure if you're on YouTube and you see this, you subscribe to my channel. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, make sure you like and you follow. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing. And so it ain't going to be perfect. It ain't going to be aesthetically pleasing. It ain't going to be none of that. It's just going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I can't even figure out this crap. Like, I'm doing it on my phone right now, and I got a whole new camera I still ain't figure out yet. But I'm going to get there one day. I'm going to be like y'all, with all the aesthetically pleasing stuff. But anyway, I thank y'all for listening, if you made it this far. And if you didn't make it this far, try again. But, yeah, just heal, be purposeful, laugh. I'm learning that life is just not that serious all the time, I mean, it is and it's not. It's okay to laugh. But shoot, you gotta be funny though. But but yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.